Have you ever wondered how a single man could defraud a bank of Rs 2,000 crore? Today, we're going to delve into the intriguing tale of Futunga Babani Sissoko, a man who did just that. Sissoko, with his wits and charm, managed to pull off one of the biggest bank scams in history, duping none other than the Dubai Islamic Bank of a whopping Rs 2,000 crore. So fasten your seatbelts as we dive into the fascinating story of Futunga Babani Sissoko. Who was this man, and how did he manage to pull off one of the greatest bank frauds in history? Let's delve into the life of Futunga Babani Sissoko, the mastermind behind the scam that rocked the world of banking. Sissoko was born into a modest family in Mali, West Africa. His early life was unremarkable, but his ambitions were anything but ordinary. As a young man, he ventured into the world of business, where he used his charisma and wit to quickly climb the ladder of success. He was known to be a smooth talker, a trait that he would later use to his advantage. Sissoko's rise to prominence is a tale of grit, cunning, and unquenchable thirst for wealth. However, his most audacious act was yet to come. Using his charm and strategic alliances, he positioned himself to take on the Dubai Bank, leading to the infamous 2,000 crore rupee scam. With that background in place, let's move on to how this audacious scam was executed. It all started with a simple request to the bank for a car loan. Picture this: a well-dressed man with an air of affluence walks into a bank. He needs a car loan. This man was none other than Futunga Babani Sissoko, the mastermind behind the scam that rocked the world's largest bank. Sissoko's first step was to befriend the bank manager. He played his cards right, presenting himself as a successful businessman with influential connections. He wove a story of wealth and power that was too enticing for the bank manager to resist. Sissoko had a knack for making people feel special, and the manager was no exception. They became fast friends, spending time outside the bank, sharing meals, and exchanging gifts. This was the manipulation phase, where Sissoko laid the groundwork for his grand scheme. Once he had earned the manager's trust, Sissoko moved to the next phase of his plan. He presented the bank with faked documents, papers that painted him as a man of extraordinary wealth. These documents suggested that Sissoko was a high-value customer, someone who could bring substantial business to the bank. With the bank manager under his influence, and the bank convinced of his financial standing, Sissoko made his move. He applied for a series of loans, not for cars, but for helicopters and planes. The bank, blinded by his apparent wealth and the manager's endorsement, approved these loans without a second thought. But the money never went towards buying any vehicles. Instead, Sissoko funneled the funds into his personal accounts. He repeated this process again and again, each time with a new loan application, each time diverting the funds away from their intended purpose. Before anyone realized what was happening, Sissoko had siphoned off a massive sum. The bank was left in shock, the manager in disgrace, and Sissoko, well, he was long gone. And just like that, Sissoko had defrauded the bank of a staggering Rs 2,000 crore. But what happened after the scam was discovered, you might ask? Well, the aftermath was a whirlwind of events that left everyone in shock. Once the massive fraud was unearthed, the bank's reaction was swift. The bank immediately launched an internal investigation, seeking to understand how such a colossal scam could have slipped through their stringent security measures. It was a bitter pill to swallow for the bank, having prided itself on its robust security systems. The banking world watched, stunned, as the world's largest bank grappled with the reality of being defrauded of 2,000 crore rupees. Simultaneously, legal proceedings were initiated against the man behind the scam, Sissoko. The wheels of justice began to turn, albeit slowly. As the case unfolded, it became clear that Sissoko was not going to escape the long arm of the law. The evidence against him was overwhelming, leaving little room for doubt about his guilt. The court proceedings were closely watched by the world, not just banking enthusiasts. Sissoko's audacity had shocked everyone, and the trial was a spectacle. The courtroom was filled with tension as the prosecution presented its case, laying bare the intricate details of the scam. Eventually, Sissoko was sentenced to prison. The verdict was a resounding affirmation of justice, sending a clear message to potential fraudsters. However, his imprisonment was only a part of the story. The scandal had far-reaching consequences, reverberating through the banking industry and beyond. The aftermath of the scam led to stricter regulations being implemented in the banking sector. Banks worldwide ramped up their fraud detection systems, investing heavily in technology and personnel to prevent such incidents from happening again. The scam served as a wake-up call, a harsh reminder of the vulnerabilities that even the largest banks could be exposed to. While Sissoko may have been imprisoned, the repercussions of his actions continue to be felt to this day. The scam left an indelible mark on the banking industry, prompting significant changes in the way banks operate and how they protect themselves against potential fraudsters. It's a stark reminder that even the most sophisticated systems can be exploited, and vigilance is the key to prevention. So, what can we learn from this audacious scam? Well, for starters, it's a stark reminder of the critical importance of due diligence. In the banking world, it's the first line of defense against fraud. Properly conducted, it scrutinizes the credibility of potential clients, their financial health, and the legitimacy of their transactions. A lack of due diligence was glaringly evident in this case, leading to the loss of a colossal sum. Secondly, this scam underscores the dangers of manipulation. Sissoko's charm and charisma clouded the judgment of those he encountered, proving that even the most seasoned professionals can fall prey to a well-crafted persona. It's a testament to the old adage, if something seems too good to be true, it probably is. Lastly, it highlights the need for robust financial systems. These systems should be designed to detect anomalies, flag suspicious activities, and trigger swift responses. A robust system could have raised red flags early on, potentially averting the disastrous fallout. This tale of the world's largest bank being defrauded of 2,000 crore rupees is an eye-opener indeed. It's not just about one man's audacity, but about the vulnerabilities in the banking system that allowed it to happen. And with that, we conclude our exploration of one of the greatest bank frauds in history, a cautionary tale that continues to reverberate in the banking industry even today.